Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. There are certain things that just when you hear them, you are in disbelief. I'm not in disbelief about this because for years I've been talking to you all about the mind of a reprobate. This is a person who cannot connect to the truth. And it's quite often that they want to put all of the attention on what other people are doing and kind of getting it off of them. A reprobate and a narcissist kind of go hand in hand, where they can see only good in themselves, but they can see all of this dirt on others, right? And so I want to share this story with you all because we do have sleepers. As long as you have sleepers, you have to have those who are willing to shine the light on certain things. And we have to understand that it is our duty. It is our duty to shine the light on these things because sleepers need to be shaken a bit. They need to be nudged so they can understand the kind of society that we live in. And so just to kind of shine a little light on the story before I play the video clip, you have this man and this woman who are on a radio show, and the guy gives an idea of what can be done to get everybody's mind off of the impeachment of Donald Trump. Now, the idea that he gave was so very cold and insensitive that this show, the radio station, they had to cancel it. They said, you know what, after that remark, you got to go. You got to bounce up out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that audio. Actually, it's a video. I'll roll that video and I will be right back.
Conservative talk show host is out after making shocking comment on the air. Colorado Times reporter got this clip of what Chuck Bonowell said during the Chuck and Julie show. That airs on 710 KNUS.
All right, Chuck Bonowell, Julie Hayden here a little after 1:30 talking about the never-ending impeachment of Donald Trump. You wish for a nice school shooting to interrupt the monopoly.
Don't even say that. No, don't even say that. Don't call us such and say that.
Which no one would be hurt.
John Castillo's son Kendrick was killed earlier this year in the STEM school shooting. In a tweet, he called the comments, quote, unbelievable. 710 KNUS said, given the history of school violence that has plagued our community, a programming decision was made to end that program immediately.
Now, as you heard, this man's comment was very cold. It was very uncaring, and it is typical of a narcissist and a reprobate. Now, he tried to clean it up in the end. He said, of course, no one getting hurt. But how many school shootings have we heard of recently to where no one was actually hurt? And why would you want that type of terror to be inflicted on someone else's children so that you and other people can draw attention away from the impeachment? You see, the level of their loyalty to number 45 is so off the chains, off the racks to where they are willing to put someone's children at risk. They're very cold about it. We've had so many school shootings this year alone, and he believes that the solution to getting the media's attention off of the impeachment is to, why don't we have a good old school shooting? This is what he said. So you think that is the solution? Kids being terrorized by other students, some being killed. Most of the time they do result in death, and he knows this, but he doesn't care. A reprobate doesn't care. So they just prove that they don't care about your children. That's the extent of this loyalty to Donald Trump. This is how deep it goes. You see, I'm not surprised at all because many times these people, they like to pretend, right? This is what I see. If you are this close and this much rooting for Donald Trump, why are you doing this? because he hasn't done, I mean, you have people who did vote for him, people who were supporters, who are no longer supporters because they realize that he's all for himself. But a lot of these people, what they have in common is their dislike for people of color. That's what they have in common. And because he pushes that more than anything, because you can't say that he's just made the world a better place since he's been in office. That can't be your reason. And so because he is very strict against people of color and people down at the border, I don't necessarily like that statement, people of color, but you know what I'm trying to say without me having to name all of the different groups that are not white. Okay. Because he has such a disdain for everyone else but those who look like him, a lot of these people support him. They will never admit it, but that is the reason. This is why they were saying if he was impeached, there would be a civil war. Now, he was impeached, right? But he's still in office, so what is the point? And good old Mitch McConnell said that he wouldn't convict him. He said he's already made his decision before the case has even been brought to him. And so even if he did remain in office, these people are still going to have this mindset. You see, they're still going to have this mindset. And so this guy has pretty much said, this guy at the radio station, he's pretty much saying that even if it means your children being terrorized or in some cases hurt or killed, that's better for the country than to keep focusing on impeaching Donald Trump. That is the level of hypocrisy and wickedness that you will see in the mind of a reprobate. Forget about your children. We need to support this man no matter what. And if that means getting the attention off of him and getting it over here, hey, let's just get one going. That tells me one more thing before I let you go. It's almost as if he's saying that they can get one of those at will. You hear what I'm saying? It's almost as if he's saying that someone just has to give a command and we could just get a little school shooting going. Or we can get some type of other false flag going. Or another situation, not saying that all school shootings are false flags. Even when there are false flags, you have to understand sometimes people do die. What's happening is many times they don't care about the collateral damage. They're saying, look, we need to create some ruckus over here to get the focus from this over here. And so for this radio show host to suggest that they need a quick school shooting, that just shows you that the mind of reprobates is just bursting at the seams. They can't help themselves anymore. It's becoming so natural and so normal to them that they are no longer hiding it. Okay? They cannot help themselves. The wickedness is oozing out. And you see how his co-host quickly tried to shut it down. She's, oh, no, you can't say that. But anyway, I just thought this was a very interesting story. None of us are shocked, or we shouldn't be shocked at this point. But I think it's very important that we continue to point out their misdeeds as well, because they are quick to do it to us. As you see in the case of the so-called incident that happened at the Jewish market. Now they want to put policies in place when our people have been terrorized like this for 400 years. But all of a sudden now that this has happened, whether it did or didn't happen, they want to put policies in place when we've been begging for policies, that they do something about those who come after us, such as the Charleston shooting, the Alabama shootings decades ago, the lynchings decades ago, and even slavery itself. I mean, how much more do we need to add to the list before you consider certain groups to be domestic terrorists as well? You're so quick to label everybody else, but anyone who looks like you is just a lone wolf. Even if it's 1,000 of you, it's just a lone organization. But you won't pin it on the whole group. Not saying that you should, but in the cases of other people, you are quick to pin it on the whole group. Now that is the hypocrisy that we need to point out. Okay, family, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.